Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. It's Monday, so you know what that means. It's time to buy some more dividend-paying stocks. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. This is my weekly buy video, and my current strategy is to deposit $100 of my own money per week and let the portfolio do the heavy lifting for me going forward. All dividends received will be reinvested back into that stock from which it was received. My goal is to put this money to work for me in the long term to build a growing and reliable income stream. I am a long-term buy and hold investor who focuses primarily on individual blue chip stocks as well as ETFs and CEFs. What we're looking at right now, this is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account. This is about 15% of my net worth. I have the portfolio divided into three different slices. ETFs are the majority of the portfolio, and it includes SCHD and BST, which is a closed-end fund. And I have a dividend portfolio here, and I added some more dividend portfolio or dividend-paying stocks in here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just show you the last 1 year performance of this portfolio. You can see we've been below the $200,000 mark, and looks like we had lows in late October of 2023, but it looks like it's just been a march upward and onward ever since, and the portfolio is over $235,000 right now. So I'm going to click on the activity log, and we're going to find out which 5 companies I decided to put $20 into. And of course, these will be fractional shares because the stock price of these companies is more than $20, but even fractional shares will make a difference, and it will make a difference in my income going forward, and I'll show you that. And so there were 6 buys, but one of these buys was a dividend drip. On Saturday, I received my dividend from Starbucks, and so the first stock I selected was Union Pacific for $20, then Lockheed Martin, $20, Travelers, $20 as well, Waste Management, and then FNF or Fidelity National Financial Incorporated, $20. So those are the 5 companies I decided to add to my position of. But I did have a sell over the week, and I decided to remove American Tower. I know some people are buying more of it as it's been going down, but I just think there's better things to invest in, and I'm working on trying to simplify my portfolio. So that was the last remnants of American Tower. And just to show you the holdings, I'm trying to reduce these. I may reduce a couple more, but I'm down to 55 positions. I know a lot of people have a lot more, but most people have less positions. But again, this is only 15% of my net worth. The vast majority of my net worth is in ETFs like Vanguard's Total Stock Markets ETF VTI, or the S&P 500 ETF that Vanguard has, which is VOO, V-O-O. And you can see SCHD, which is an ETF. This is the largest holding within the portfolio, but I also like to have some individual holdings as well, because I like to track these things, and it's kind of fun to pick these, and we'll see if I can do better than the average, than the market, than the average returns. And to me, it's just worth it to kind of have that, these extra different companies. I know some of them I'm duplicating within, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index, as well as within SCHD. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you a Google Docs spreadsheet where I track all the different positions that are in the portfolio. And you can see I have them color coded. I have darker greens, lighter greens, and the reason for that is I track when I'm going to get paid by each of these companies, and I have a color key here, And since we're in February, we're going to be in the medium greens. And I've received most of the dividends already for the month of February. I'm just waiting for one more, and that's from BST, which is a heavy hitter. It's going to be paying me over $400. So I haven't received that yet, but I'll show you the dividends I have received so far and what that count is. So I'm up to $169.15 so far for the month of February. But you can see this sheet is arranged right now by the pay dates. That's how I have these arranged. And as these companies announce their new pay dates, I change it and then I sort it. So for example, SCHD is going to be paying me in March. Once I get that new March pay date, I will put it here and I will sort it, and it will put SCHD into the March companies down below. So an SCHD is going to pay me quite a bit. It's not going to pay me the $845.90 though, because historically SCHD has announced a lower dividend, a quarterly dividend in March. So I'm guessing 62 cents is what the new dividend is going to be for SCHD. I think 64 cents will be on the high side. Anything above that, I will be ecstatic. So we'll see what happens with the March announcement of SCHD. That should be happening soon. I think March 19th is when that's going to be announced. You can see here in this table, I'm tracking the SCHD dividend. You can see from 2022 to 2023. And year over year, there was a 3.79 gain in the total dividend. So we'll see what is announced here in 2024. Again, I'm predicting 62 cents. We will see. But hopefully in 2024, in the fourth quarter, we can beat that 74 cents per share. So I'll go back to kind of showing you what the sheet does. You can see I've got the ticker symbols, share prices pulled up with a Google Finance function, total number of shares that I have. That's pulled from M1. I'll show you how that is done in just a moment. It's a simple copy and paste. I don't use Plaid or any of their services. Don't believe in them because they cost money or cost time. But once you set up this sheet, it's a simple copy and paste. You can see the cost basis for SCHD for me, and the market value, my gain or loss, and the percent gain or loss, dividend per share. These are quarterly dividends with the exception of these two blues, and O and BST are monthly pairs for me, so I put them in blue. We can see the yield percentage if you were to buy more shares of SCHD. Of course, this is based on this 74 cent last quarterly dividend in December. That the yield percentage is going to drop for SCHD. It's not going to be 3.8. It's going to be probably closer to 3.5, 3.6 after they announce their lower dividend per share. Dividend pay dates, and I add 1 day because M1 has a 1 day delay. Here's my estimated dividend. Of course, this is based on the current quarterly dividend. Most of my other ones, like Waste Management, these are rock solid, where they pay the same dividend quarter after quarter, and they actually raise them. Like in March, I'm expecting Waste Management to be increasing their dividend in March. Last year's was 8%. So hopefully we get 8% with Waste Management in 2024. You can see the total number of dividends I've received for each position and the last increase for each position as well. And this is the likely month in which the stock is going to increase its dividend. I'll scroll down here. You can see the total portfolio value, my cost basis, my gain or loss within the portfolio. This is the average yield if I were to buy new shares. This is my average yield on cost. This is the income, the quarterly income from this portfolio. Since I have a couple monthly pairs, I have an array here. It shows BST and O. I have to add them in twice. That's G66 times 2. That's why I have to take this amount and add in those monthly pairs an additional 2 times to have the quarterly income of the portfolio. You can see I'm tracking the monthly. This is the average monthly income of the portfolio, $928.78. This is about to go up as I update the shares and my cost basis, because remember I bought 6 different positions I added to them. Well, let's go back. M1's having some problems here. Try that again. There we go. So these 6 positions are going to have an increase in their income. We're going to see that in just a moment. So back to M1, we'll close this out. I'm going to go to my holdings tab. I'm going to grab everything starting with the name column. I'm going to copy this data. I'm going to paste this, and what it's going to do is it's going to update the new shares for those 6 positions as well as the cost basis. And it's also going to change my cash flow average for monthly, quarterly, and annual. Go to the M1 data tab. Do a paste special. Values only. It's going to change that 928 and change. It's going to probably make it 929. Almost 929. So it made it 928.99. And I'm going to update this new figure, the 928.99, in my monthly average dividend tracking. And I use this to track anything that where I deposit money, or I sell a position, or there's a dividend drip, or even a dividend raise. You can see Coca-Cola, just by them raising their dividend, it added 18 cents to my monthly income going forward. So with my $100 deposit and Starbucks dividend drip, very modest gain, it added an additional 21 cents to the portfolio. We'll take a look real quick at like Starbucks, for instance. The last dividend it just paid me on Saturday was $7.86, and then if I don't add any more shares to Starbucks, it'll pay me $7.91. It'll pay me an additional nickel just by reinvesting that dividend. Of course, the other positions where I added stocks to, we'll just look at one of them real quick. It's going to be really modest. I think Waste Management was one of those. Yes, like Waste Management, Union Pacific. We'll take a look at Waste Management. So it's going to pay $5.58 for its new dividend. Just went up by a few cents, but these few cents add up over time. Of course, it was only $20. So the next thing I'm going to show you is we're going to go over to the Dividend Tracker tab. And I've been doing these videos since January 2021. You can see the portfolio value, $18,700. The first complete month of dividends I started tracking, $37.41. You can see things like the quarterly rate of what this portfolio is paying, the quarter-on-quarter increase from last quarter, and the dollar amount increase. And you can see the deposits I've made. I started really modestly, and then I had equity in a home I no longer own, and I had money to deploy right about here in later 2022, and that really turbocharged the amount that was in this portfolio. But I've since gone back to the $100 a week, and we can also see the dividends paid. You can see in December 2022, that was the first month where I had dividends of over $1,000, and you can see the last month of each quarter pays the most, and the last month of each quarter is your March, June, September, and December, and you can see how these have been going up. And then the smaller amounts, the smaller months are the first and second month of each quarter as well. So in February we are in a smaller one, so I think we're going to get over the $600 mark. We'll see how much. And then I think on Friday, Saturday, I'll be doing my recap video of all my dividends in February. So subscribe so you don't miss that one, because I go into the activity log in M1 and actually show you the dividends I'm being paid rather than just telling you about them. I'll show you the proof of that. So we can see so far we're up to 169.15. You can see how the average monthly dividend has been climbing, but in March it's going to drop slightly with, again, SCHD. I'm predicting they're going to announce that 62-cent dividend in March, so I think it's going to drop this by $20-$30, but hopefully we can stay above that $900 mark. But in June, September, and especially December, it's really going to increase that amount even more. It's going to go way above this $928. Hopefully by the end of 2024, I'm going to be above that $1,000 a month for this dividend on average monthly dividends. You can see here, just so far in the month of February, I've contributed $400 of my own money in deposits into this portfolio, and that's added $11.68 of monthly dividend income. I've increased my monthly dividend income by 1.27% just in February alone. This is the annual dividends for the portfolio. I contribute nothing more, and there's no dividend increases, which is not going to happen. That's my annual dividend income from this portfolio, and this is how much I've increased the annual dividends in the month of February. So you can see how it keeps increasing. But I think March 2023, it's going to be probably $1,400 at least. We'll see. But I like to compare the progress over the last year as well. You can see my total dividends for January were $611.08. They were $532.28 in January. So even with modest deposits into this portfolio, you can see just my income just keeps going up and up. Last thing I'll touch on is my total net worth. As I said before, the portfolio that I concentrate these videos on, that's 15% of my net worth. I'm invested in Vanguard. I have an IRA there. You can see it's in ETFs. I'm a little bit in bonds, and as well as VTI, the total stock market. That's the vast majority of what my IRA is there. Also in international stock as well. I have a very small Roth IRA with Vanguard and international stock. And of course, what I'm invested in is not investing in Vice. I just want to show you what I'm doing and maybe the roadmap of how I got to where I'm at. And I also have a taxable brokerage account over at Vanguard as well. You can see what I'm invested in over there in boring ETFs. And I have a 401k with T. Rowe, and most of that is in a Fidelity S&P 500 fund. And M1, I also have a pretty sizable IRA over there, which is mostly VU, VTI, SCHD. And of course, here's my dividend portfolio here. Cash, I like to carry a lot of cash, so in case something happens or I'm unemployed for a year or more, I'm set there. And Capital One, this is just mostly moving money in and out to pay bills. And I recently purchased a home, so here's my home equity. And then here's just to balance my credit card. I have the money to pay this, obviously, and I'm just going to wait till probably a couple days before it's due, because I always believe in paying off my credit card balances in full every month. I do not want to pay any interest whatsoever on a credit card, so I don't do it. You can see here's my total net worth at over $1.5 million. And again, I'll leave a link below this sheet so you can see what I'm invested in. I believe in having a very well diversified portfolio, mostly in ETFs, of course. I think it's okay to have maybe 5% of your net worth in, maybe investing in something, fun, maybe crypto, who knows. I don't invest in crypto. I don't believe in it. I know a lot of people have made a lot of money in it, but I don't think it's replicable. The money that people are making in it, the people who have made the most money in it obviously bought it when it was very low, but who knows what the future holds for crypto. Just for me though, I invest in things that are more tried and true. So, but again, that's just my opinion. So thanks everybody for sticking to the end. If you got value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Let me know in the comments below what you are buying this week. And that's all I got. Everyone, take care and have a great week.